Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me there at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. Good morning. My name is Judge Christy Ruppe. You are all here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime in which you've been arrested for. As you stand before me today, you are considered not guilty of what you've been charged with, and that status will remain with you through each stage of these proceedings up until changed by you if you plead out to your case or the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you were arrested on a new charge or a warrant. Either way, you were given a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pretrial release which will be imposed upon you. I will also determine this morning whether you will be representing yourself, hiring a private attorney, or whether you would like the appointment of the Public Defender's Office. You are entitled to have an attorney represent you at each stage of these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, I will appoint the Public Defender's Office this morning. We're also entitled to make a phone call to let family, friends, or your attorney know where you are. If you haven't had the opportunity to make that phone call yet, please let me know. I'll make sure that happens this morning. Finally, and most importantly, you have the right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so. These hearings are recorded, and there is an assistant state attorney in this courtroom writing down everything that you say. Anything you say about the facts of your case can and will be held against you in the prosecution of your case down the road. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony before the court this morning will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and put your hands down. As I call your name, please come forward to the podium. Elizabeth Boyd. Good morning, Ms. Boyd. What is your date of birth?
1/15/82.
Okay. You are here today for a failure to appear in front of Judge Merritt for a possession of controlled substance and possession of paraphernalia. I'm showing that you are already scheduled for a court date for a change of plea next week on this case. I think that's right. 12/28. All right, so Judge Merritt gave you bond amounts of $4,000 and $2,000 on these charges. What we're going to do is keep those at $4,000 and $2,000. It looks like you have the Public Defender's Office, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I was in the hospital at this time, and I did turn in the documents to my
Ms. Boyd, please stop speaking. You're not formally charged by the state with failure to appear yet. This is just a means to get you back in front of the court, so please don't make any admissions about why you weren't there.
Okay, we're going to keep the bonds the same at this time, okay? And your public defender will be out to see you shortly and talk to you more about it, all right? We'll see you back to court on December 28th at 9 a.m. Kimberly Costelli. Hi, Ms. Costelli. Can I have your date of birth?
October 3rd, 1982.
Okay. You are here today for a violation of probation on 2 counts. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the Public Defender's Office?
Public Defender, please.
I'll provisionally appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Judge Merritt signed the warrant, and they want no bond for your violations right now. We're going to keep those at no bond, and we're going to see you back to court on January 9th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Merritt, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Sherry Ellis. Good morning, Ms. Ellis. Can I have your date of birth?
5/24/62.
Okay, you are here today because you failed to appear in court in front of me on October 5th for 2 counts of violation of domestic violence injunction, or 1 count of violation of domestic violence injunction, and 1 count of resisting or obstructing an officer without violence. The bonds on those are currently $3,000. Dave, do you know if there was an offer to resolve those cases? Does she have a prior record?
She does. She has
95
drugs, 97 drugs, VOP 94, DUIs in 06 and 12, battery in 16, battery in 17. I don't know what's the instant charge?
Resisting and violation of an injunction.
Yeah, 1129.
Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
I was incarcerated in Pasco County from September 9th till yesterday.
Okay,
That's
for
why I
what?
missed court. Disorderly conduct, and I did have a stipulation to end this case, which was 8 anger management classes, and I have that completed, and I have the paper with me.
Okay.
David Bauer was my public defender, and he told me to bring this paper with me this morning.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do, ma'am, is I'm going to keep the bonds the same right now at $3,000 each. Okay, we have the public defender appointed on your case. David Bauer or someone from the public defender's office will come out and see you real soon. If that's the case, they're going to talk to the state attorney's office and see if we can get you at first appearance sometime next week to take care of your case, okay? If not, we'll see you in court on January 10th at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Okay? Caroline Jackson Bisonette. Hi, ma'am. Can I have your date of birth?
2/23/75.
All right. You are here today for a grand theft charge, defrauding a pawnbroker, and dealing in stolen property. I did find probable cause for each of those. Do you want to hire somebody? Do you want to represent yourself, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender on both of your cases. State, does she require record?
She does. She has, looks like a leaving the scene of the accident from 2015, previous fraud from 2008. Looks like there was a VOP on that fraud in 2009, and 4 failures to appear. 1 in 2002, 1 in February of 2010, 1 in November of 2010, and 1 in February of 2016.
Okay. Ma'am, I have an address for you on 17th Ave in St. Petersburg. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How long have you lived there?
About a month.
Okay. Where did you live before that?
I've been homeless since January 5th.
All right.
In and out of the hospital with my husband. He's very sick at home right now.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, what I'm going to do is on the defrauding a pawnbroker and dealing in stolen property, I'm going to set your bond at $4,000 each. We'll see you back to court on January 17th at 8:30. On the grand theft, I'm going to set your bond at $4,000. See you back January 17th at 8:30. If you're unable to bond out, someone from the public defender's office will be out to see you.
So, I thought I only had 1 of each. There's 3 charges?
There's 3 charges altogether. Yes, ma'am. There's a defrauding a
Okay.
pawnbroker, dealing in stolen property, and a grand theft.
Thank you.
Okay. Amber Leverock. Is that Leverock? Can I have your date of birth?
2/3/89.
I called 15 last.
Last.
It was interpreted, so I had to
All right, ma'am, you are here today charged with fleeing and eluding a police officer and knowingly driving where a driver's license is suspended. You also have an open case in front of me, it looks like, 2017 MM 3631. Do you have the public defender on that case, on your open case?
Not that I'm aware of.
I was just scheduled for an arraignment. Okay, do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a date of offense on the 2017 MM 3631? What was it? The date of offense on this is October 3rd. Oh, I meant on the misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor is September 27th.
Okay.
And felony is October.
Okay, so this predates that. All right. State, does she have any other records?
Judge, she's got a 12, I think just the pending ones. There's a couple it's one of those things where I think the warrants are out of one county and she's getting arrested on the warrants out of Pasco and the Hernando, and the difference is back and forth. So she's had some stuff that's dropped, but it looks like there's a violation of probation pending. The arrest was on 12/19, so just a couple days ago. And I'm not, whatever it was that, the only thing I can tell that was probably linked to was there's an arrest for a burglary and a petty theft, but there's no disposition noted for those.
Is that in Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We show an active DOT warrant in 16C2120.
That's probably what it is then. Is that
Okay.
it?
So she just
Is
has
that some form of a burglary or theft, Madam Clerk?
Dealing stolen property and defrauding stockholders.
Okay, so that's not set for anything yet, right? That's just
We show the warrant being active.
okay.
Says that, can we ask the judge?
Is she going to be served with that warrant today? Does the jail know
I'll check
that?
with our warrants area.
I'm sorry?
I'll check with our warrants area.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, at this time, I'll go ahead and keep the bonds the same at $5,000 and $1,000. Ma'am, it looks like you have a violation of probation out there. You're probably going to be served with that warrant today, or once they locate it, today or tomorrow. And that's probably going to be a no-bond warrant. So if you want to go ahead and bond out for the $6,000 here, you can do that. It might be a waste of money, because then they're probably just going to serve you with the violation of probation warrant, which is no bond. But with regard to this case, we're going to see you back to court on January 17th at 8:30 in the morning, okay?
All right.
Heather Rydell. And Ms. Rydell, can I have your date of birth?
June 19th, 1990.
All right. You're here today for a DUI and a possession of controlled substance. I did find probable cause for those. Do you want to hire somebody? You want to represent yourself, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
Appoint the public defender's office to represent you, state.
Judge, I'm looking, is this down at the end there?
It's the DUI. Here.
Just look at from this.
There's number 19 on our list.
Thanks. Just a second, if you would, Judge. Just a driving on a suspended from 2015.
Okay.
Thanks, Chuck.
It looks like they already gave her ROR on the DUI. Odd.
Then why do we?
And well, she's got a $1,000 bond on the possession of controlled substance. Is this FHP? Yeah, FHP will usually ROR on DUIs for some reason. They're not
New to me.
bound by the bond schedule, apparently. So we're going to leave that at ROR for the DUI, $1,000 on the possession of controlled substance. We're going to see you back to court January 17th at 8:30 in the morning, okay? Make sure to get in touch with your public defender.
Okay, thank you.
Christopher Chapin. Hi, sir. Can I have a date of birth?
5/22/74.
You were here today for a failure to appear in front of Judge Hitzman on March 28th for a driving on suspended driver's license. State, is there a way for him to resolve this case today?
I would love to.
Hold on, I'm finding out.
Hey, Judge, he's got a pending petty theft, Madam Clerk?
No, the CT is on.
So it must be, then he must have a pending petty theft out of Pasco then. I don't have a driver's license record.
Do you want to pass it? We'll print one out? I don't have one either.
If you'd like me to look at it, yes.
Okay, is that okay, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Or Clerk J? Okay. Okay, sir, have a seat. We're going to print out your driving record and see if we can resolve this case today, okay? We'll call you back up in a few minutes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ronald DeMille. Mr. DeMel, can I have your date of birth?
8/30/56.
Okay, you were here today for 3 counts of cruelty to animals, and it's based on a warrant signed by Judge Scaglione on December 21st, giving you a bond of $2,000 on each of those charges pursuant to the bond schedule. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
I'll take public defenders.
Vision by the public defender's office. Steve.
Judge, he has older violations of probations from the 80s, 81, 85. He also has a VOP from 1999. There's a disorderly conduct from 13, a battery from 14, and a firearm by a felon from 99.
What? You sure you have the right person?
All right. Sir, I have an address for you on Evergreen Ave in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
Oh, gosh, I've been there probably about 10, 11 years in that one spot.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I'm on disability.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Yes, sir.
Could I find out what happened to the dogs?
Okay, you can talk to your attorney about that.
Tell me nothing about
Mr. DeMaio, please don't say anything about the facts of your case. This is the public defender's office speaking. If you want us to be able to help you in the future, it's best that you not talk about it right now. We'll have somebody speak to you privately, either at the jail or in our office if you bond out.
Oh, so you'll send somebody to let me know?
If you don't bond out, yes, we'll have somebody come out to the jail and talk to you in a few days.
Well, is there any way I could get all off? I only make $735 a month.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to ROR you at this time, based on the fact that you have a prior record, but what I'll do is I'll set your bond at $1,000 on each count, and we're going to see you back to court on January 10th. If you're unable to bond out, someone from the public defender's office will come out and see you soon, okay?
Okay, so my bond total is $3,000?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you very much.
Nicholas Hartley?
Judge, you did 1,000 per count.
Yes.
And what was the court date, Madam Clerk?
January 10th.
Thank you.
Mr. Hartley, can I have your date of birth?
5/12/93.
Okay. You were here this morning because you failed to appear in court in front of me on August 30th for driving on a suspended driver's license.
Yes, ma'am. Am I able to settle that case today?
That's what we're going to try to find out, okay?
All right.
State, do you know anything about Mr. Hartley?
As far as his record, he's got, it all starts 2016. He's got a possession of marijuana. He's got, and later in 16, he's got a battery and drugs. He's got an April violation of probation. He's got a July violation of probation, a failure to appear. He's got an August violation of probation and a violation of injunction.
All those cases are settled in Pasco County, besides this one.
Okay. So is there an offer for him to resolve this one today?
What's the underlying charge?
It's a driving on suspended driver's
If
license.
you want to pass it, I'll look at the driver's license
Okay.
record.
All right, Mr. Hartley, have a seat. We're going to take a look at your driving record. We'll get right back to you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Ryan Jones. Conrad, we have driving records. Mr. Jones, can I have your date of birth?
10/05/1986.
Okay, you were here this morning for a domestic battery. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defenders.
Okay. I'll find the public defender's office to represent you. Dave, do we know if Mr.
No history.
All right, Mr. Jones, I have an address for you on Tiffin Ave in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
About 3 or 4 years.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm an assistant manager for Save a Lot on Spring Hill Drive.
Okay. All right. Does Janet live at the Tiffin address?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have someplace else you can go?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give you.
I do.
Okay. Good. I'm going to go ahead and give you a $50.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to give you a $50 bond on this case. I'm going to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case Ms. Tiffin wants to file an injunction against you. If she does file an injunction against you, it's going to be paperwork that you need to read through very carefully because it will tell you how many feet away you need to stay away from her house, her school, or anywhere else where she may frequent. We're going to order that you have no contact with Janet Kaiser whatsoever. Okay? Do not call her, do not write her, do not email her, and definitely do not go back to the Tiffin Ave address as long as she's there, okay? I don't have anyone else have any contact with her on your behalf. If you see her out somewhere, you should turn around and go the other way. If she calls you, you should really hang up the phone. If you have any contact with Ms. Kaiser whatsoever while this case is pending, you'll be arrested on a new charge and you'll be held without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. How long will the case be pending for?
That's completely up to you and your attorney. Every case is different.
Because we do have my 3 dogs at home that need to be taken care of, and I just really worry about them.
Okay, well, you need to be worried about yourself right now. We're going to see you back to court on January 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning. I've appointed the public defender's office. If you find out, make sure to get in touch with your attorney, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Albert Nickerson. Mr. Nickerson, can I have your date of birth, please?
5/5/1967.
Mr. Nickerson, you are here today charged with homicide and aggravated abuse or neglect of an elderly or disabled person. You're given no bond on each of those. It's based on a warrant signed by Judge Scaglione on December 20th. There is probable cause for your arrest, sir. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
I'd like to make a phone call and talk to my wife.
Okay, we'll allow you to make that phone call today. Would you like the public defender's office to represent you? Do you want to hire somebody?
I want to talk to my wife, and she's going to hire me a lawyer.
Okay.
Or may I address him briefly? Mr. Nickerson, this is Josh Alexander from the Public Defender's Office. I just want to give you a little advice. All phone calls are recorded. I'm not saying you shouldn't contact your wife. Just
Judge, I object. He can't give him legal advice. If you haven't appointed him.
I haven't appointed you. Okay, sir. In this case, I find that the proof is evident. The presumption is great. As such, you're going to get no bond on the homicide case. Or I do feel you're entitled to bond on count 2. I'm going to set your bond at $50,000 on that case. I'm going to see you back to court on January 17th at 8:30 in the morning.
What case has no bond?
The homicide case has no bond, sir. David Martinez. Mr. Martinez, can I have your date of birth?
6/22/98.
You're here today for burglary of a conveyance, grand theft, armed burglary of conveyance, armed burglary of dwelling or structure, armed burglary of a conveyance, burglary of conveyance, and burglary of a conveyance. These are all based on warrants signed by Judge Merritt. There is probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself on these? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender's office.
Appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State super prior record.
Yes, for the same thing, numerous of them. He's also got a juvenile record, too, for the same thing.
Okay.
Are these all car burglaries? Is that what these all are? That's what his record is, primarily car burglaries.
Yeah, pretty much all the same thing. Or curtilage of homes. Okay. So, Mr. Martinez, for the first one I have, the burglary of conveyance, the bond is $4,000. I'm going to keep the bond at $4,000. Appoint the public defender's office. See you back to court on January 17th at 8:30 in the morning. The second case I have, the grand theft, 3 counts of armed burglary of conveyance and an armed burglary of a dwelling. We're going to keep all of those bonds the same. $2,000, $25,000, $25,000, $25,000, $25,000, Appoint the public defender's office, see you back to court on January 17th at 8:30 in the morning. The next case I have, armed burglary of a conveyance, the bond is $25,000. I'm going to keep the bond at $25,000, appoint the public defender's office, see you back on January 17th. The next case I have is a burglary of a conveyance, the bond is $2,000. And keep the bond at $2,000, appoint the public defender's office, see you back on January 17th. The next case I have is a burglary of a conveyance, the bond is $4,000. It's a $2,000 each, a total of $4,000. I'm going to keep it at $2,000 apiece, appoint the public defender's office, see you back on January 17th. Okay, if you're unable to bond out, someone from the public defender's office will come out and see you, okay? All right, are we ready on either of those driving unsuspended?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Aaron Sanders. Mr. Sanders, what's your date of birth?
438.
All right, you are here today for dealing in stolen property and falsification of ownership to a secondhand dealer. The bonds are currently $5,000 and $2,000. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to hire somebody, represent yourself, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
You're going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, state to secret prior records.
Judge, he has a bunch of pending stuff, is what it looks like, all from March and later, and this year.
Did we have him yesterday? Did we have him yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were here with me yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Did we RCO'd him on cases yesterday, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it looks like everything
Yeah,
is pending, and it looks like it's all from this year out of Hernando, so I
Okay.
would imagine.
And these are just cases that are coming up. This is December 9th, so they're all around the same time. So we're going to keep the bonds the same at $5,000 and $2,000. We'll see you back to court on January 5th, okay? And I've appointed the public defender's office on your previous cases. We'll make sure they're appointed on this case as well.
And just for the record, he was previously RCO'd on the other cases
Yeah.
yesterday, right?
I believe so. Sean Strobel. Mr. Strobel, can I have your date of birth?
8/12/82.
All right. You were here this morning for a domestic battery charge. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Did you want to represent yourself, hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender's office.
Christian appoint the public defender's office to represent you, state, secret requirements.
DUI in 02, and he has a battery from 2015.
Do we know if it's the same victim or not?
Judge, I don't have that information with me this morning.
Sir, I have an address for you in Bushnell, Florida. County Route 625. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
Couple of months now.
Where'd you live before that?
I lived in Lake Pan. I just moved there. It's my dad's house.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I own an AC company. I've taken one over from my father, yes.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set your bond at $2,000 on this case. I'm going to hold you until 4 o'clock today. That's in case Ms. Strobel wants to file an injunction against you. If she does file an injunction against you, you want to make sure to read that paperwork carefully. It will be very specific as to how many feet you need to stay away from her, her home, her school, or anywhere else that she may frequent. Does she live at the address in Bushnell?
She has been on and off, yes.
Okay, then you can't go back to that address. You need to find another place to stay. I'm going to order that you have no contact with her whatsoever. Do not call her, do not write her, do not email her, do not have anyone else call her, write her, or email her on your behalf. If you see her out somewhere, you should turn around and go the other way. If she calls you, you should really hang up the phone. If you have any contact with Randy Strobel while this case is pending, sir, you'll be arrested on another charge and you'll be held without bond. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I got one question. If she goes and lives somewhere else, can I live at that address? Because that's really the only place I have to live right now.
As of this point, I'm going to say no, that you cannot go back to that address. But if she files an injunction indicating that she lives somewhere else, and the injunction states that you can go back to that address, then that will take precedence over what I'm ordering this morning, okay?
Okay.
All right, we're going to see you back to court on January 17th at 8:30 in the morning.
Thank you.
John Rosen. Mr. Rosen, can I have your date of birth?
8/19/86.
All right, you are here this morning for a failure to appear on a grand theft. $4,000 is the bond, and that was in front of Judge Toner. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
The public defender. I was locked up in Pasco County for the court date. That's why I wasn't able to make it.
Okay.
I've been locked up there ever since.
Do you have an earlier date for, is it the 9th?
I believe that's correct. Actually, they made it married. Yeah, they made it married.
Or then
Yeah, January 2nd.
2nd? Okay, let's give it a shot. All right, I'm going to move your court date up, just in case there's a way for you to resolve this case earlier. But it's just a way for us to get you back on the docket, okay? So we're going to see you back in front of Judge Toner on January 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. We're going to keep the bond at $4,000. Someone from the public defender's office will be out to see you shortly, okay?
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Herbert Druitt.
Happy holidays.
Mr. Druitt, can I have your date of birth?
7/10/1970.
All right. You are here this morning for a domestic battery by strangulation and violation of probation or community control. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Do you want the public defender's office?
I'd like to settle this if I can.
You're not going to be able to settle it this morning.
Put me on a closer
These are
docket.
Hernando County cases, right? Why does it say Clearwater? Okay, you were on probation out of Hernando, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, State, do you know anything about him?
He's on probation for the same thing.
For
Domestic battery by strangulation. Yes, ma'am. And there's a 96 battery, and I think he's got some.
Okay.
So
For count
traffic.
1, domestic battery by strangulation, I'm going to set your bond at $15,000. For count 2, violation of probation, community control, there's going to be no bond on that. We're going to see you back to court on January 17th at 8:30 in the morning. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you?
Yeah, can I change my plea?
You're not going to do that this morning, sir, okay?
Can I get earlier on the docket, ma'am?
No, that's the earliest date I have for a violation of probation, is January 17th. We'll see you back to court then.
All right, thank you.
Is the case number on the VOP 16CF 1639? Anybody know? Yes. Thank you.
Travis Thurston.
I don't, this is all I have.
I looked on cases.
Travis Thurston. Any takers? There we go. Mr. Thurston, can I have your date of birth?
07/04/81.
All right, you are here today for providing false names to a law enforcement officer and resisting without violence.
Yes, ma'am.
Did find probable cause for your arrest. It also looks like you might have a hold out of Pasco. Something's going on there, but do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
I'll get paid later.
Okay. What do you know about Mr. Thurston?
99 marijuana, 93 or 03 DUI, 05 a bunch of drug stuff, and then in 2017 is a VOP.
Okay. All right, I have an address for you on Highway 301 in Dade City. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
8 years.
Do you have a job these days?
I am owner of TLC Ruppe.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $2,000 on each. We're going to see you back to court on January 10th at 9 a.m. Thomas Rebosia. Mr. Rebosia, can I have your date of birth?
June 5th, 1991.
You are here today for, it looks like, 6 counts of defrauding a pawnbroker and 6 counts of dealing stolen property. I did find probable cause for all of them. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you?
I already have a public defender for those cases. I was on bond. I just got an FTA.
Okay. So make sure the public defender is still appointed on these cases. We're going to keep no bond status on all of these cases pursuant to the warrant by Judge Toner. And we'll see you back to court on all of these cases on January 17th at 8:30 in the morning, okay?
All right. Does that mean there's no way to get my bond reinstated at all?
That'll be up to Judge Toner.
All right. Thank you.
Do we have an interpreter yet? We're waiting for an interpreter for Gerardo or Ruppe. Really? I haven't done that before. How do I do that? Conrad, are you ready on any of those driver's license cases?
Thank you for calling ID Security System. My name is Amy. How may I help you?
Hi, we need a Spanish interpreter. I'm assuming it's Spanish.
Just tell her.
This is Judge Christy Ruppe from Hernando County. We need a Spanish interpreter.
Yes, we have called the ID for 7 service, which is an identity protection service. Okay? Just call your customer and ask them to transfer your call to my senior representative.
Is that in English? I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying.
I feel like I'm in a drive-thru trying to order something.
Can I have a large? I need a Spanish interpreter. This is Judge Christy Ruppe from Hernando County. I need a Spanish interpreter.
Miss, your voice is breaking. I can't hear you.
Try speaking louder and slower.
I've got nothing.
Hello?
Should we try to close it? May I? Okay. All right. Conrad, did you have an opportunity to look at those driving records?
Yes, ma'am.
And
He wanted to check it very quickly. I think that one of them is probably going to possibly subject himself to some sort of an HTO, so it's probably best off just passing that one.
The heart of a line, and the time is right for your guidance.
Am I dialing the wrong number? She hasn't opened up.
what are we supposed to call this one?
That number, just change it.
Your call cannot be completed.
Now try.
One of the unpaid tickets and unknown driver.
But is he still?
Welcome to Language Line Solutions.
Okay.
Please enter your 6-digit client ID.
That number? Yes.
For Spanish, press 1. For please enter access code followed by the pound sign.
Text me this code. It's 54 pound.
Please hold for an interpreter.
Thank you for calling Language Line Solutions. This is Dionisia. ID number 113159. I'll be your Spanish interpreter today. Is the customer or the client there with you? Do you need me to call it for you?
Oh, no, they're here. It is Gerardo Urubi. Come on up.
Gerardo Uribe.
Okay, he is at the podium. Can you let him know that he's been charged with cultivation of marijuana?
Señora, usted se le acusa por cultivar marihuana.
Sí, sí, es una planta que sembré, pero la uso como, la usaba para mí mismo, no para...
It's breaking up. I can't hear him.
Okay, can you tell him he needs to speak up then?
Señor,
Ajá.
necesito que me hable fuerte. Si me hable fuerte porque no le escucho.
Oh. Sí, una planta que sembré, pero la uso para remedio, para mí mismo.
I use it for myself for medical reasons.
Okay. Okay, tell him that there is probable cause for his arrest.
Existe causa probable para su arresto.
Let him know I have an address for him on Sacramento Ave in Brooksville.
Tengo la dirección para usted en Sacramento Avenida en Brookfield.
And I want to confirm that's where he lives.
Me gustaría confirmar si usted vive allí.
Sí.
Okay.
Ajá.
Yes.
And can you confirm that his date of birth is April 3rd, 1960?
Su fecha de nacimiento es el 3 de abril del 60.
Marzo 4 del
¿Perdón?
60. Marzo 4 del 60.
I'm sorry, I need to answer repetition.
Marzo 4.
You might want to suggest to the
Marzo.
interviewer not to lean into the microphone.
Now he's getting too close to the microphone, so can you ask him to repeat it again and not say so close? Thank you.
Okay, no se acerque tanto al micrófono. Sí, dígamelo nuevamente, pero sin pegar tanto la boca.
Está bien. Sí, marzo 4 del 60.
March 4th, 60. March 4th.
So just convert it to have April 3rd. Okay, so can you ask him if he wants me to appoint the public defender's office to represent him?
¿Usted quiere que asigne a un abogado de oficio para que lo defienda, para que lo represente?
Pues yo creo que sí. Yo no lo hice intencional. Porque yo
I
necesitaba
think so. I didn't do it intentionally.
Okay. Well, go ahead and appoint the public defender's office. I'll let him know. I'm going to ask the state attorney's office whether he has a prior criminal record.
I do not show one.
Okay. We'll set his bond at $1,000 and see him back in court on January 17th.
Vamos a fijar su fianza en $1,000 y lo vemos de vuelta en la corte el 17 de enero.
¿Y cuándo se va a pagar eso?
When am I supposed to pay this?
That's up to you, sir. You would have to get in touch with a bond person or come up with $1,000.
Eso ya depende de usted. Tiene que hablar con una persona encargada de pagar fianza o pagar los $1,000.
Ok, sí, pues quiero pagar la fianza. ¿Se puede pagar ahora?
If I wanted to pay the bond, should I pay it now?
You can ask someone in the jail about that. You can pay that today if you want to get out today, but we have to see you back in court on January 17th.
Si usted puede hablar con alguien en la cárcel y tiene para pagarlo hoy, puede pagarlo hoy, pero tiene que regresar a la corte el 17 de enero.
Ajá.
Okay, good luck.
Está bien.
Tengan suerte.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ana. Thanks for using our service.
Okay, what are we doing with
Judge, I just have the DL for Chapin.
Okay, Did we put one out for Nicholas Hartley yet?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, so what are we doing with Christopher Chapin? Christopher Chapin, come on up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold on a second.
Does the court have a copy of his record as well?
I don't.
My license is suspended because of child support, which I'm not that far behind. I'm just a little behind.
It looks like that's the,
Just the primary.
yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like he had a DUI.
I had my license.
But that looks like it was reinstated back in '95, and this one is. It looks like the only.
It's a couple financial issues. He probably is clerk's eligible unless he gets the child support squared away.
Okay. So can we just ROR him and send him for the DL?
I would request. He does have a prior DUI. I would request some bond.
From 95?
95.
Yeah, I was young then.
All right. Well, you did fail to appear on March 28th, and I don't know where you've been, sir. So what we're going to do is I'll set your bond at $500. It would be in your best interest to show up to court with your driver's license and have that all cleared up. But we'll see you back at court on January 10th at 9 a.m., okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Is he pro se this time, ma'am?
We'll do pro se at this time. We'll wait until that court date and see what happens.
Sounds good.
And then we need Nicholas Hartley. Nicholas, go ahead and read to the comment.
Ma'am?
Driving record for Hartley.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, coming up, Nicholas.
Your Honor, just so you're aware, I believe he may be under an HTO suspension already without me looking at the driving record, but I believe this will certainly cause one because I see other adjudications on a unknowing as well as at least 2 knowings within the past 5 years.
Okay.
So this will either cause or extend an HTO suspension for sure.
Okay. Sir, it looks like if you take a plea on this today for time served, what that will do is cause a 5-year suspension on your driver's license.
Yeah, that's fine.
Judge, I'm trying to figure out when the last time
Hold on.
he was in court for anything was.
Does that mean he doesn't have much of a prior record, or does that mean he's FTA'd a lot?
Well, no, ma'am. I'm just trying to figure out when the last time he was in court on a driving charge.
Oh.
I was in court just like 2 weeks ago on a.
This is what I'm trying to figure out. If he was just in court on a driving charge and he knew his license was suspended, he went out and got stopped again, then I'm certainly going to be asking for a significant amount of time. So,
Okay.
right?
What is the next? Yeah, I don't think it offends to you.
All right, Mr. Empire, I have an address for you on, Mr. Hartley, I have an address for you on Empire Court in Newport Richie. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am. 7820.
All right, how long have you lived there?
Like 4 or 5 years.
All right, do you have a job?
Not currently. I've been arrested or incarcerated since August.
Okay. Where, in Pasco County?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
I have 2 driving charges, drug charges, and battery charges, which all of them I just resolved. I'm waiting to go to a drug program right now, so even after I get time served here, I still have to go back to Pasco to be released days.
Okay. Have they sentenced you to residential treatment over there?
No, it's it's outpatient. It's halfway house.
Okay.
Has he been continuously incarcerated since August?
Yeah, and he just was sentenced in Pasco County and needs to get to his treatment program when he's done here.
Mr. Alexander's kind of look at Caesar's here, and it looks like he was just sentenced there. But if he's been continuously incarcerated, he's pending going somewhere for treatment, then I would be good. Is he going to be?
He's okay with the HTO suspension.
Does he have a current hold on him, or
I'm not sure
just
that.
this, or what's going to happen to him?
Once you take care of this case here today, you go back to Pasco and you go into treatment? Is that the deal?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
He's going back to Pasco, or is he going to be released?
Will you be released from here and you have to start to retreatment yourself, or will you go back to
No,
Pasco?
I have to. I'm pretty sure I have to have Pasco come and pick me up still, and then I get released from Pasco.
I'm good with that.
All right.
I just don't want him.
Right.
History shows that being released the week of Christmas while you're pending going to a treatment facility is usually not
Can't
the best
argue with
first
history.
step towards treatment. No offense,
Okay.
sir. But this would be a piece, as long as
So we
he's
can
got
go
a
ahead and
hold,
take a
he's
plea
been,
on time served on it.
it's fine. He's been
Yes,
continuously
ma'am.
incarcerated since August. He's got a hold. He's already got treatment plans. I'm good with that.
All right. Mr. Hartley, you understand by taking a plea on this case today that you're giving up right to go to trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Giving up right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your behalf, you're giving up right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am.
With regard to this driving on suspended driver's license, you understand that if you plead to this case today, it's likely that you're going to get a habitual traffic offender status and you lose your driver's license for 5 years. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With regard to this driving on suspended driver's license, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
Guilty.
I'll accept your plea if it is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll sentence you to 2 days Hernando County Jail, 2 days credit for time served. You're going to have fines of court costs in the amount of $438 plus the cost of incarceration assessed against you. When you do get everything settled and you're ready to become a productive member of society, you want to go ahead and make a payment plan for that, okay?
Okay, yes. And may I ask, how do I go about getting a hardship license?
So that's going to be up to the DMV, okay? We're going to talk to the DMV about that. All right, good luck.
Save the $50.
Yeah, save the money.
$50.
All right, did we get everyone to jail?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.